Good afternoon, Zems podcasters. I am Read with Carylee, and I am here for your. Hold on one second. Yes, I am here for the next half hour with you for my Zems podcast takeover. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Carylee, and I am a children's author and host of Read with Carylee. Now, Read with Carylee is, as many say, the updated version of Reading Rainbow. I invite authors from all over the world to come and read their books on my platform on YouTube. And you can see in the ticker how to get to my YouTube as well as my social media and my website, readwithcarylee.com. So one of the big things about Read with Carylee is diversity. I love to be able to share authors who focus on diversity and inclusion. And as I stated in a post today, when people hear diversity, all they think is skin color. Diversity is much more than skin color. Diversity is the differences that make up who we are. You know, you may be tall, you may be short, you may have blonde hair, you may have brown hair, you may have straight hair, you may have curly hair. Those are the differences that make up who we are, and that's what diversity is all about. So, with the books that we feature on Read with Carylee, we run the gamut of diversity. We don't just touch on topics of race or skin color or culture. We touch on topics that all of our children face and, things that they have no control over. We want to teach our children that we need to live together and embrace each other's differences. So you will see books about children with limb differences, children that may have varying abilities. I don't call them disabilities, I call them varying abilities, because I have seen some people that are quote unquote disabled, that they can do things way better than a person like me who has all of their limbs and all of the faculties that I was born with. So they have varying abilities, children that have been placed on the autism spectrum. They have, I call that their superpower, because there may be children that are great at math. I'm not great at math, but because of this learning difference that they specialize in one great thing. So we don't want to marginalize, discriminate, or push anyone aside because they are different from who we are. We all have differences. None of us are the same. Even twins have differences. So what we need to do is always teach children to embrace differences. And that is a big part of the Read with Carylee platform. You can see my shirt here. Yes, I have my Read with Carylee. I have Read with Carylee in the back. This is my home studio. And guess what? You may not be seeing the home studio for much longer, or you may just see it once in a while because I'm coming out. Yes, things are lifted with the quarantine, and I am coming back out of my home studio. We may be doing some spotlight shows in varying places throughout the Prince William County area. That's where I do reside, in Northern Virginia. And we are getting ready to actually launch our pilot. I have been chosen to do a pilot for some networks, and In the next few, well, actually, in the next couple months, I think it's possibly about in the next 6 weeks, really, we will be filming our pilot. And I have so much in store for our friends and for your children. And I just want you to, continue to support Read with Carylee, support Read with Carylee on our YouTube page. Go to readwithcarylee.com, where you'll be able to learn more about me, and you'll be able to see all of the things that we are going to be doing. So as I said, Read with Carylee, we do have authors that come by every week and they read their books to our children. And today we dropped another episode, and this is Haley's inspiration, Kindness is in You, by author Sharon Jones Skelliff. So you can go on after the takeover and go on readwithcarylee.com, or you can go straight to the YouTube. You can either go to YouTube and type in Carylee. I'm the only one. Thank you, mommy. And you will be able to find the YouTube channel, or you can go to youtube.com/The Read with Carylee Show. And I think that might be missing. The end of that might be missing. So let's see if we can put that in. Read with Carylee Show. All right. Let's get that back up on the ticker. Yes. So there you go. It's all there. So yes, you can go and check out Kindness It's in You. And this is a very well illustrated and great book with a great message. And it is read by the author. She is out of Dallas, Texas. And I would say I am grateful for the inspiration that was able to come out of the pandemic, because I started Read with Carylee and we were showcasing authors that were around the DMV area. That's DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And we weren't able to feature authors who were all over the world. But due to the pandemic, we did go ahead and start featuring authors that were all over the world. So yes, now, even though I'm getting out of my home studio, we are not going to go back on that. We're still going to have authors from all around the world dropping in to Read with Carylee and reading their books, multicultural books, very diverse books, books about children that may read differently. We in a couple weeks, we have a book about a young boy that was born with cerebral palsy, and the book explains to children what cerebral palsy is and how this young man communicates differently. So he does have his way of communicating, and you just have to be able to pick up on that. His parents were able to pick up on that, and thankfully his mother wrote a book to be able to help children understand and learn about how to communicate with her son and how her son communicates. So that is the awesomeness that we have coming on Read with Carylee all the time. And I just want to give another special shout out to one of the first, actually, yes, they were the first authors to, well, I did feature my book to kind of fill in the gap and let us transition into what we were going to do during the pandemic. But the first authors that were featured while we were in pandemic, after, I started doing shows from home. And the book is The Metal Club Kids Winner's Circle, written by Justin T. Manning and Simone Waugh. Now, Simone Waugh Manning. They got married this past week, and I'm so happy for them. Simone is a childhood friend of mine, and Justin is just an all-around great guy. and they were able to participate in our first virtual read aloud event. And this book is so great, teaching kids about teamwork. And if you go on their website, don't have the website here, but I believe it is metalclubkids.com. You can get their book, autographed book. You get a medal with it. And this book is, it really just teaches children about coming together, working together, and getting out of that cliquey situation, and knowing that we all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses, but when we come together and work together, then we can really do great things. And it's not just about, oh, who can do things like me. So this is a great book, and written by great authors, and I'm just so happy for them and their marriage. So congratulations to Justin Manning and Simone Waugh Manning. Awesome. So as I mentioned, I am an author as well. I'm an author of 2 books. The first, Everyone Just Like Me, was inspired by my son. He had an experience at school where he was told by a classmate while he was in kindergarten. Now, these are 5-year-olds, that he should only play with children of his own skin color, which to me was a big no-no. That is, especially with what I'm doing now, you can see that that is not a message that I want to be promoted, or any child should to be told. So, this is my first book, Everyone Just Like Me. It has been actually used in as suggested reading for a teachers college, and to help teachers talk about the social injustice and everything. So, and this has been featured on the Oh My Goth podcast. And I've gotten a lot of I guess accreditation or acclaim for this book, and the message that it shows, that if we all want to do the same thing, or if we were all the same, this world would be a very boring and confusing world. So this is my first book, Everyone Just Like Me. This was published in 2018. And then I have my follow-up that goes along with the same message of embracing differences, Pretty Hair. Now, this is about 2 little girls who have sort of, I would say, a misunderstanding when it comes to the natural texture of your hair. And, we have this little girl, Jenny, that has not met someone like Sophia before. And she is just a little puzzled about Sophia's hair, and we go through the book, and we see the lovely images of the different little girls, and what Sophia goes through, and we see it. I'm not going to give the ending away today. I usually do, but we see just how things that you may say or do can affect others. So um, we, this book has been a great book to be able to teach young girls about loving their hair, loving the skin that they're in, loving the things that they have, and not wanting to have what others have. It teaches you to really be in love with yourself. So this is my second book, Pretty Hair, and both of my books can be purchased on my website, readwithcarylee.com. And if you do purchase it from readwithcarylee.com, you will get a signed copy. Now, both books are also available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. Pretty Hair, it has been featured on Target.com, Walmart.com, and a lot of other online book resellers, as well as Everyone Just Like Me. You can just type in Everyone Just Like Me or Pretty Hair by me, Carylee, and you'll be able to find it on those online resellers. But like I said, if you do order from readwithcarylee.com, your copy will be signed and sent to you. So what I'm going to do is I am going to have a little giveaway today. And for the next 24 hours, so that is until 4:30, because I will be ending at 4:30, until 4:30 tomorrow. If you go on my Instagram, where you can find my Instagram at Read with Carylee, go on my Instagram, tag 3 people, and you will be able to get, I will raffle off someone being able to receive a signed copy of Everyone Just Like Me and Pretty Hair. So you'll need to go to my Instagram at Read with Carylee. I'm going to post it at 4:30 today, and you'll be able to, you tag 3 friends and you can be entered into the raffle or the giveaway to be able to get a signed copy of Pretty Hair and Everyone Just Like Me. So this is the first time that I am actually doing an Instagram giveaway. So make sure you go to Instagram and you have the next 24 hours to be able to enter for the giveaway. And I will post that as soon as I get off this takeover. So I am so glad that, we're able to be here. And I don't know if I can actually get questions in. I am not sure how to do that, but if I did, I would. Oh, actually, you know what? We have 2 comments here. I'm not seeing it. Okay. Yes. Someone said, this is so awesome. Yes. Hi, Angela. So excited. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. I do love what I do. This is a passion for me. I did not intend on being a children's author. I've shared this story so many times, but for those of you hearing it for the first time, sit down, buckle up, and I'll share my story. As I said, my first book was inspired by my son, and I did not think that I would be a children's author. I have always written since I was probably about 9 years old. I've been writing poetry, short stories, and even plays. And I did have a production company years ago when I lived in New York, and did several plays with that production company. But when I settled in Northern Virginia, I thought, okay, I'm just going to settle and be a mom and just really just work and just do my 9 to 5 and come home and love my family. And but you know what? That was a part of loving my family. It was having that wherewithal to want to that teach my son the lesson about embracing differences and about not feeling that we need to separate ourselves or segregate ourselves. And I really wanted to get that point across to him. And I thought, if he was getting told this at school, and if this classmate that he has was possibly being told this at home, or if this was a message that he was getting from somewhere else, then this is a book that definitely needed to uh, be sent to children, and this message needed to be driven home, because we don't really have diversity being taught in schools. That's some subjects that they do shy away from, and our children are in school and are mostly with teachers and educators most of the day, rather than being with their parents. So we need to be able to find some way to educate them. And I thought that this was the perfect avenue, because of course, at during with the ages of 3 to, I believe, 7, children are sponges. And this is definitely the age group that Read with Carylee caters to, ages really 2 through 9. And we have books that cater to each of these children. And I don't want any of our children to feel left out. Um, you know, we teach about diversity, and a lot of people may say, well, why is it important for a child to read a book uh, that has a character that features them on the cover? They're only characters. Well, if you take someone that they don't ever see anyone that looks like them, they do get a complex. They do feel that they may be inferior, and the superior people are the ones that are featured all the time. So we don't want to make any of our children feel inferior, whether it be race or culture or you know hair color or hair texture. We want to make them all feel that like they are a part of society. And I believe it's too late to start teaching children to be kind, to be inclusive, and to embrace others' differences. Like, we don't always have to agree with these differences, but it is important that we do not alienate anyone because of their differences. So, we want to make sure, this has, been a part of my passion and a part of my work. And yes, I I was not a teacher, but I was raised by a teacher. My mother was a teacher. My mother was an educator for her entire career, spanning over probably about 40 years. Um, and she was a literacy coach when she ended her career. And, being able to my mother actually passed away last year, at the beginning of the pandemic, from metastatic breast cancer. And, we were able to really connect even more on this mission, and being able to use Read with Carylee as a part of her legacy, because of course I stem from her, and a lot of my inspiration for what I do comes from her. So this is definitely one of the things that helped me to continue to pursue what I have been doing all through COVID, and been able to be a success at it. So I really did not think that I was going to end up on this path. I did not think that I was going to be a grown woman in a tutu reading to children, and interviewing authors, or have really having that connection. But I'm so glad that I've been able to do that, and have been able to inspire children. I've been able to inspire authors. I've been able, and there's just so much more to come, because the doors keep opening for things for Read with Carylee to continue to do for our children. So, I'm about to sign off now, but I just ask you to please connect with me, connect with our YouTube page, watch, like, share, and we want to do great things for our children, and instill reading, and instill literacy, and instill embracing differences, and instill diversity, and make sure that every child is able to see themselves somewhere, so that they do not feel left out. So that is all for our Zems podcast takeover. But I so appreciate you hanging around with me today. And if you're watching this on the replay, remember you have until 4:30 on Sunday, July 18th, to be able to go on my Instagram at Read with Carylee and tag 3 friends to be able to be in our giveaway that I will announce on Sunday at, actually, I will announce, yeah, I will do my best to announce it on Sunday by 7 p.m. So go ahead to readwithcarylee.com. I'm sorry, Read with Carylee on our Instagram. And for those, I will be reading 2 books on my Facebook page at Read with Carylee. So it's facebook.com/Read with Carylee. It's the Read with Carylee community. And I will be doing a read aloud with our friends in Atlanta. And I believe they will be doing a giveaway as well. So if you want to, get connected again, let us connect again on my Read with Carylee Read with Carylee community Facebook page at 7 p.m. this evening, Eastern time. So go ahead, log on, and join in the fun. Thank you so much. It's been great. I will see you again next month on the Read with Carylee Zems podcast takeover.